Hello everybody, I am the Chubby Gourmet, and today I'm very excited. I'm going to show you guys how to make Peruvian chicken, Pollo a la Brasa, or grilled chicken. It's a classic, delicious Peruvian chicken dish. Not hard to make. However, I'm going to show you how to make it roasting in the oven, because most people don't have a rotisserie or a charcoal grill or anything like that in their kitchens. So I'll show you how to make it just as perfect in your oven in your kitchen. And looks like a lot of ingredients, maybe it is. It's not hard at all to make. I think you will enjoy this. Fun fact, Peruvian chicken, Pollo a la Brasa, was actually created by Swiss immigrants in Peru, not by Peruvians. It's like something in the early 1950s, I believe it was. And this has become a traditional Peruvian dish. Actually, it's famous worldwide. Follow my instructions and you'll see why. It's super delicious. A little spicy, but you can control the heat, of course. I'll explain that as we go. And if you're watching this video and you like what you see, you find it valuable, informative, entertaining, like and subscribe and smash that notification bell so that you get emails whenever we post new content. So without further ado, let's do it. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is make a simple marinade. We're gonna start with some low sodium soy sauce, which still has a decent amount of sodium to it. I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of the soy sauce. These are the ingredients that make this dish authentic and delicious. Ají panca. Ají is a South American pepper, chili pepper. So this is the red pepper, which is much milder than the yellow, which is this one, ají amarillo, yellow pepper, which is a lot spicier. So what I'm gonna actually do is put a tablespoon of each of these. And I like it a little spicier, so I'm gonna put a little more of the yellow. I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of honey, so the sweetness balances the salty and the hot, the picante of the peppers. And I've minced 4 cloves of garlic, very important. And my spice mix, not counting the salt and black pepper. I've got a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of ground coriander, a teaspoon of oregano, and a teaspoon of paprika. I wanna add this to the mix as well. I've also added to that some pepper and salt. It already smells delicious. Acidity from a lime. And there you have it, that's our marinade. Now we're gonna break out the chicken, gonna drizzle a little olive oil, rub that on the skins, and then rub the marinade. Put that in the refrigerator. Again, the longer the better. I say a minimum 1 to 2 hours. Overnight is actually better, like an 8-hour marinade. It would come out perfect. But even like 1 to 2 hours, it's still gonna be delicious, trust me. Cut. Okay, we've got our delicious smelling and tasting, I'm sure, marinade. What I've got here for the chicken, I want flavor, so I'm not using pure chicken breast. I got a little bit of chicken breast in here, some thin sliced ones, but mostly the drumsticks and the thighs, because that's the most flavorful part of the chicken. So what I'm gonna do first is drizzle a little olive oil. Coat the chicken pieces and parts with olive oil, and I'm going to pour my marinade. And by the way, I've got about 3 pounds of chicken here. So the ratio of marinade that I made to the amount of chicken is about 3 pounds of chicken for this amount of marinade that I showed you how to make. And just get your hands in there. Coat them up good. I'm getting hungry already. And there we go. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm gonna pop this into the refrigerator. While we're marinating the chicken, I'm going to show you how to make an ají amarillo salsa or sauce. And this is a great dipping sauce, not only for the chicken, of course, but if you make some fries, potato chips, anything you want with this, you can dip in as well. And as you've seen, as I've explained before, the ají amarillo is the definitely more spicy of the ají pepper sauces. And speaking of ají amarillo, I'm gonna start with 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna measure out a 1/2 cup of the mayonnaise actually. And I'm not gonna worry about stirring it right now. I am gonna whisk it nicely once all the ingredients are added. And I've got some sour cream. You could use creme fraiche if you like. Sour cream is close enough. I'm gonna use a 1/4 cup, so I put a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. So I'm gonna measure out about a 1/4 cup. For this recipe, it's a simple recipe, but I'm kind of a stickler to get the ratios right because I want the flavor and the consistency to be right. And I also have diced shallot. Actually, I diced 2 little red pearl onions. I couldn't get shallots when I needed them, so I substituted pearl onions. A red pearl onion and a shallot are nearly identical. So 2 little pearl onions is like a small shallot. So I'm gonna add that. This is important also, about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more of tomato paste. If you don't have tomato paste, theoretically you can use some ketchup as well. I wouldn't, but I'm just gonna use a good tablespoon of tomato paste. I don't wanna put too much acid, but I definitely wanna add the acid. I'm gonna squeeze some lime juice in there and season with salt and pepper. And this will go into the refrigerator. And we've got our salsa. Now we let the marinade do its thing, and we're gonna preheat the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And the chicken, roughly half hour, 35 minutes maybe. Keep an eye on it, but we're not ready yet. When it's marinated, we'll bake it for a half hour, and we'll enjoy it with this spicy salsa. We've been marinating for a few hours in the refrigerator, of course. This is good to go. Again, like I said, the longer the marinade, the better, but a few hours is certainly good enough at least. It'll still be delicious. So what I've got is a baking pan. I'm gonna drizzle a little olive oil. I'm gonna leave the marinade on. I'm gonna add actually any of the marinade that's in here. I'm gonna make sure is on there because it is just so delicious. I don't wanna lose out on that. And we'll put these down, fat side up, meat side down, and some of this beautiful ají and garlic. I love to leave that on. Some people will pat dry the marinade. I want that flavor. And I'm gonna put this in at 450, about 35 minutes. We'll see how that does. And there she goes. Now we play the waiting game. See you in 35 minutes. Well, we've baked the chicken in our oven. We roasted it for about 45 minutes actually at 450 degrees. So I plated it. You can see we've got a nice, I wouldn't say char per se, but you could call it a char. And I put some of that sauce, that salsa that I prepared before for dipping. Now we're gonna give it a try. First I'll try it without the sauce. Very, very garlicky, which is what I like. Now we'll try some with the sauce. Personally, I could put a little more. I like spicy, so I think a little more of the ají amarillo, the spicy, the yellow one, would have gone well, but it's certainly not bad. It's got a lot of garlic, because, you know, I used a lot of garlic, 4 cloves, if you recall. All in all, very simple to make. You don't need a rotisserie. That would be ideal, but how many of us have a rotisserie in our home kitchen? You could roast it in the oven just as well. Peruvian chicken. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, like if you liked the video, comment. I'd love to hear what you made, if you made it, if you changed it, if you liked it, if you disliked it, whatever. Love to hear from you, and subscribe. If you smash that notification bell, you'll get updates every time we upload. So until next time, hasta lasagna.